Well, the fields are full of farmers near Baltic, South Dakota for the annual AgPhd Field Day. Brian and Darren Hefty, host of AgPhd on RFD-TV and on Rural Radio, welcome visitors to the farm for a day which features expert advice and cutting-edge demonstrations. RFD-TV's Mark Oppold now joins us from the event.
Well, thank you, Janet. It's not all about corn and soybeans and crops at the AgPhd Field Day. Special guests always come to their field day each year, and so it is this year. And we have two with us right now, and you talk about Big Red football. You have a three-time champion coach here, national champion from Nebraska Cornhuskers, 1972 Heisman Trophy winner, JohnnyRogers. So we can talk a lot of football for a long time, but good to have you with us. Johnny, you joined a Rural Media Group and enjoy talking about agriculture, but more about teamwork when you talk about teamwork and agriculture, what farmers and ranchers do.
Well, we just like to tell people all the time that if you could do something by yourself, it's just not big enough. If you really want to take it to the next level, you have to engage with other people. In our deal, you don't win Heisman trophies by yourself or national championships by yourself. It's really always in conjunction with other people you make your greatest accomplishments, and teamwork makes your dreams work.
When you talk about teamwork, this gentleman next to you was a big part of your life in those early 70s. Coach Tom Osborne, three-time national champion. Coach, good to have you here in South Dakota today.
Well, thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here with John. He was probably the player that I thought could make the most difference in a game of any player that I was ever around. It didn't make a difference whether it was catching a pass or running a punt or a kickoff back or running the ball. He was also a great ball carrier, and even in his last game, we made him an eye back, and he threw the ball. So he was a guy who could do it all.
How's his passing arm?
Well, it was very good. At least he was 1 for 1, 1 pass, 1 touchdown. So that was pretty good.
That's a pretty good statistic. What is your message here today? You're going to be talking to about 5,000 to 10,000 people throughout the afternoon here, Coach. What's your message?
Well, I'll talk a little bit about leadership, a little bit about culture. I think sometimes when you're thinking about agriculture, you think about a lone farmer out there on a tractor. But agriculture is now big business, and obviously you have to work with other people. Sometimes you have hired hands, you have people that you're interacting with, and I think establishing a positive culture and establishing good leadership principles is something that everyone can use. And so we'll talk about that. Probably start out by trying to relate that somewhat to athletics, but I think it will be applicable to almost any business, any type of activity.
Yeah. As you look at the college football arena as we stand here now and how things have changed, leadership certainly, to me, is more than ever a key to every program.
Well, I think it's in our nation, we really find that there is somewhat of a crisis of leadership. You think about character issues and some of the principles that really made our country great at one time. Sometimes have fallen by the wayside a little bit, and so leadership is a big deal. And I think it doesn't make much difference what audience you're talking to. I think there is a definite interest in leadership principles.
Got to ask you about a Big Red record for this year. What do you see in Lincoln, Nebraska?
Well, we hope that they'll do well. You just never know. That's why you play the games. And when I was coaching, people always thought, well, I would know the outcome of a game, but I always went into every game about half scared, thinking that, there's a lot of things can go wrong. That football bounces a lot of different ways, but it's nice to be here with John, and he's going to sign some autographs and talk to people, and I'll make a few speeches, and hopefully we'll make a good impact today.
I'm sure. You've made a great impact, Johnny. I know it's always great to be with Coach, and today, no exception.
No exceptions. And we'll be taking pictures with the Heisman Trophy, too, so if people want to come out and to gather around and to bring your cameras and to take pictures along with autographs, we welcome it.
Very good. All right, 1972 Heisman Trophy winner, three-time national champion coach, Nebraska Cornhuskers, all part of AgPhd Field Day in Baltic, South Dakota. Janet, back to you.
Thanks again, Mark. Well, we'll hear much more this evening on the Rural Evening News. Also, to learn more about the Hefty brothers and AgPhd, go online to agphd.com. In the meantime, meteorologist Christina Loren has the latest on your weather forecast coming up at 10 past the hour.